Joining me on WION's Newsroom, Adya Juneja, who will get us all the insights from business, Nikita Singh giving us the buzz from tech, and Vidur Kathuria, who will get us all the updates from sports. Let's start with Adya, who will get us all the market updates. Adya, take it away.
Well, thank you, Shivan. From currency shocks to commodity surges and shifting economic data, here are the 4 big business trends you need to know right now. The Indian Rupee has slipped past the psychological 90 per dollar mark, extending an 8-month slide. It's down 5% year-to-date, hit by steep US tariffs, heavy portfolio outflows of nearly $17 billion and a sharp slowdown in net FDI, which has turned negative for 2 straight months. Trade pressures are rising too. India's trade deficit jumped to a record high in October thanks to soaring gold imports and falling exports. Companies are aggressively hedging, importers are rushing for dollars, and exporters are holding back, deepening the imbalance. The RBI has been stepping in, but foreign reserves are thinning and forward market dollar positions have surged to a 5-month high. This clearly tells us how much pressure the central bank is absorbing. And while currencies struggle, commodities are telling a very different story, especially silver. Silver has shot to a fresh record high, extending this week's rally. Investors are piling into the metal on expectations of US rate cuts and concerns over global supply tightness. Holdings of silver-backed ETFs jumped 200 tons in a single day, the highest since 2022, signaling strong speculative appetite. Now, supply constraints are deepening. London saw record inflows last month, while inventories at the Shanghai Future Exchange have fallen to their lowest in a decade. In China, though, the biggest worry is demand, and the latest PMI suggests momentum is losing its steam. China's services sector is slowing, with private data slipping to its weakest in 5 months. New orders grew at the slowest pace since June, and employment contracted for the 4th consecutive month, signaling persistent strain on smaller export-driven firms. The composite index also fell, reflecting broader weakness across services and manufacturing. While export demand ticked up slightly thanks to reduced US-China trade uncertainty, domestic momentum remains soft. And finally, Australia, where slower GDP has taken rate hike expectations, but underlying pressures still worry the central bank. Economy grew 0.4% last quarter, easing market expectations of future RBA rate hikes. Annual growth came in at 2.1%, just under the bank's estimate. Government bond yields slipped and traders dialed back bets on a hike next year. But the underlying story is more complicated. Household savings rose, discretionary spending fell, and essential spending jumped, classic signs of consumer caution. Economists warn that demand may be running close to the economy's speed limit, risking renewed inflation. That's a wrap from the world of business. Now for all the tech updates, it's over to you, Nikita.
Thanks so much, Adya. First up, Google's YouTube has agreed to follow Australia's new ban on social media accounts for children under 16, marking a full retreat after months of pushback from tech platforms. Now, the company was initially exempt, arguing its primary purpose was video watching and education, not social networking. But Canberra expanded the ban to cover YouTube after other platforms complained about unequal treatment. YouTube says it will comply when the law takes effect on December 10th, though it still disagrees with being classified as a social media service. Next up, Germany's antitrust authority has started testing Apple's proposed changes to its app tracking transparency rules, seeking input from publishers, media groups, and regulators to see if competition concerns are resolved. Now, Apple says it has agreed to modify the text and formatting of its consent platform at the regulator's request, while maintaining what it calls core user privacy benefits. The scrutiny comes after Germany accused Apple in February of abusing market power, and France fined the company $174 million in March over parts of its tracking framework. And lastly, according to Reuters, Apple does not plan to comply with India's mandate to preload its smartphones with the government's cyber safety app, Sanchar Sathi. Now, the move follows a confidential directive requiring app installation on new and existing devices within 90 days. The app is intended to track stolen phones, block them, and prevent misuse. Now, the Indian Telecom Ministry described it as a security measure to tackle cybercrime. Users can currently delete the app, and the minister said activation is voluntary. Well, that's it from the world of tech. Now my colleague Vidur will be taking you through some sports updates across the globe. Over to you, Vidur.
Well, thanks a lot, Nikita. First up, Manchester City's Erling Haaland has added another goal-scoring record to his name. The Norwegian forward has become the fastest player to reach 100 Premier League goals after scoring in a 5-4 victory against Fulham. That was his 111th Premier League game, and he betters the previous record held by Alan Shearer, who took 124 matches to reach the same tally. Haaland also holds the record for most goals in a single Premier League season, which is the 36th that he got in his debut Premier League campaign. Next up, tennis legend Serena Williams insists she's not making a comeback to the sport. This comes despite her filing the necessary paperwork for a return to tennis. The 23-time Grand Slam singles champion re-entered the International Tennis Integrity Agency's registered testing pool for the first time since 2022. The 44-year-old's name appears on the most recent document published by the organization on 6th October. Now, for a return to competition, players must make themselves available for testing for 6 months before they are allowed to enter an event. Serena has not played an official match since her run to the third round of the US Open back in 2022. That's all from the world of sport. It's back to you, Shivan.
Vidur, Adya, Nikita, thanks so much for all those updates. That's a wrap on WION's Newsroom and this bulletin. Short break now. Stay with us.